My background is in television, and I never thought I'd be doing this a few months ago, but here I am announcing the formation officially of the PSFL.
Hello everybody, and welcome to our first look at the brand new Professional Spring Football League. We're excited to be here in Atlanta to introduce you to the league, but already I know some of you are saying, Rick, come on, another football league in the spring? That's been tried before and it's failed. Hasn't anybody learned a lesson? Well, as a matter of fact, someone has learned a lesson, and you might be surprised at just what that lesson is. The president and founder of the league, Vincent Sette, spent 2 years researching the subject.
I contacted all the professional people in the different sports. Spoke to people like Stephen Earhart, who was with the USFL. I spoke to Dennis Murphy, who was with the ABA, and just gentlemen like that who are in the sport, and asked them their opinions of what was good, what was bad, how can we make it better, you know, what would you like to see out of a new league, and just put all that information together. I went to the New York Library and did some research in the old USFL and some of the statistics in the previous World Football League back in 74, 75, and 76, and try to look at what they did wrong and try to not run into the same pitfalls that they ran into.
Sette, along with Rex Lardner, the new league commissioner, and Walt Michaels, the former New York Jet and New Jersey General head coach, now director of football operations of the PSFL, were at the kickoff luncheon back in October in New York City to announce the formation of the Professional Spring Football League.
Vince Sette, when he started to investigate different markets, went to a lot of medium-sized markets with the idea that, Rick, the ones that did not have professional football. And in talking to the Chamber of Commerce and the local leaders in many markets, he got a sense that there were a lot of franchises out there, medium-sized markets primarily, who really had a yearning and a desire for professional football in the spring. That plus the idea that in many markets there's not a lot of other spring competition like there would be in New York, Chicago, and LA. That's combined to really make it work.
Of course, it's all well and good to announce the formation of a new league, but you can't play football without players. And that's why we're here at Bobby Dodd Stadium on the Georgia Tech campus. It's the first ever PSFL Combine or tryout camp for close to 200 guys with pro football experience, each trying to make an impression on coaches with stopwatches and keen eyes, looking for that chosen few good enough to make a living playing professional football.
These fellows are giving us a good show. They're very cooperative. They're going from drill to drill, station to station, and of course they're ready to go. Some of them actually would want to put the pads on. We're not going to allow that.
When we come back, we'll introduce you to some of the shining lights of the new league.
PSFL, baby!
There's a lot of talented guys out here today, a lot of talented guys in other leagues that play, and anytime there's more jobs that are created and more football games for fans to go see, I'm excited about it, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Walt, the Combine's going. You got a lot of guys here. What makes a player stand out?
Well, I guess the most important thing I've found in all these tests are their dash times between the 10, the 20, and a 40-yard dash.
One of those guys with speed to burn but something to prove is the man who holds the Super Bowl rushing record, 204 yards for the 1988 Super Bowl champion Washington Redskins, Timmy Smith. Now for Timmy, the pursuit begins anew with a 40-yard dash. Tim, hey, you've been to the mountaintop in professional football. Obviously, you want to keep going and striving to get back to the top again.
Well, no doubt about that. This can give me a great opportunity to get back out there next. As soon as I get my win back anyway. Yeah, it's going to give me a great opportunity to get back out there and try to redeem myself.
All systems go right now? You feeling good physically and mentally and emotionally?
Oh, yeah, my mind is set on what I want to do, and what I want to get out of this is get another opportunity.
And the opportunity's here, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Fresh start.
It's what we all need, a fresh start. But of course, you know, Timmy realizes that he just can't rest on his laurels about what he's done in the past, because the competition right here at the Combine amongst the running backs is fierce. James Gray, the Gray Ghost from Texas Tech, the Red Raiders' all-time leading rusher, is here. Or Lydell Carr, the former bruising fullback for the Oklahoma Sooners, where he was on a national championship team. Last year over in Europe with Barcelona, and now stateside, looking for another trend-setting opportunity.
I was in Europe last year. My son was born 2 weeks old, and I had to travel that distance, you know, and leave my wife behind, basically.
That's tough. So now at least you're home and can think about just playing football again.
That's going to help me, you know, be a little more relaxed, basically.
And we don't want to forget Lorenzo Hampton. Florida Gator fans certainly haven't. He teamed with Chicago Bear star Neil Anderson in the Gator backfield before putting in 6 productive years with the Miami Dolphins. Speed in the backfield? Certainly. But you ain't seen nothing yet. Not until you watch the wide receivers in camp burn the carpet in the 40. This is Thomas Woods, another Tennessee receiver in the mold of Willie Galt and Tim McGee. In fact, Thomas set the Vols' single-season reception record, 58 in 1988. Thomas, you hold the reception record at Tennessee. Any thoughts about maybe coming into a new league and leading that league in receptions right off the bat?
I think it'll be nice, you know, to lead UT as all-time leading receiver and come here in the professional spring league and do the same thing. I think it'll be an honor for me, but I think it's a lot of good receivers here. You know, it's going to catch the ball as well as I do.
Yeah, it looks like there are plenty of guys here to give you competition.
Yeah, there's a lot of competition. I can't recall all the names, but I know the faces, played against the guys. I know a lot about them, so it's a lot of competition in the league.
One of the fastest receivers at the Combine was an old rival of Thomas Woods, Florida's Willie Snead. Willie, one of the things you were always noted for is your speed. What was the fastest you've ever run?
The fastest I've ever run was my rookie year in New York. I ran a 4.36. That was the fastest at the camp at that time. So I've been basically between 4.35 and 4.45.
Now, they didn't give you your time today, I know, but did you feel like you burned it pretty good today?
I feel like I ran pretty good. I feel like I ran really good. I'm confident. I've always been in shape, so I'll let that take care of itself.
The receivers, as well as all the players at the Combine, were also timed at the 10 and 20-yard markers as they raced through to the 40. Former NFL great Harold Jackson lent his 16 years of experience to the proceedings.
You got these guys that can get to the 10 and get to the 20 real fast. You know, you got some sprinters cannot get to the 10 as fast as those slower guys. And so what you do, you look at that and you compare that with the possession type receiver. You got some guys are quick and some guys are fast. Right. So sometimes you like to have that quick guy instead of that fast guy.
Later, we'll get to the guys who get it to the receivers, the quarterbacks. But next up, a look at what those involved with the Professional Spring Football League say will make it unique and, more importantly, fun.
You know, I'm from Brigham Young University. I had a chance to play in the NFL and it didn't work out for me. And I'm going, well, what am I going to do now? Enrolled into school, the PSFL calls. I'm going, great, I like this. I like the idea of playing in Utah. And the reason I like it is while I was in Brigham Young University, I was considered a high-profile player. Kids loved me, and I like that.
Yep, that's one of the unique features about the PSFL. Players who made a name for themselves in one area of the country are going to get the opportunity to play pro football right there in that same area.
Some of these young players are very excited about the new cities that we have in mind and where they're going to play football for the PSFL.
I think it would give a chance for my family, hometown fans that I play for at Florida, to get a chance to see me play. I'm really looking forward to it.
The league will consist of 10 teams from Boston to Miami to Portland. Each city ready to go with the stadium lease sign, landmarks like the Orange Bowl and Tampa Stadium, Foxborough, and War Memorial Stadium. Fans in Columbia, South Carolina, in Las Vegas, and Albuquerque and Little Rock have been rewarded with their first chance ever to root for a major professional team in their respective cities. And don't forget, the stars the fans want to see will be playing right there in their own backyard, or at least in their neighbor's backyard. Joe, you know about the regionalization. They want to get players who have played in a certain area close by so the fans can see them again. Well, the closest area for where you played is Columbia, South Carolina. But you went to Clemson, and I think you have some different kind of memories of playing in Columbia against the Gamecocks.
Yeah, well, they were our rivals, so little mixed emotions.
It's just like, you know, you hear in that crowd and you hear that chant song that they have. They played that 2001, and you know, now it's like, you know, everybody's on my side now, and You know, it's a relief now.
There's more. The PSFL hierarchy wants to make it the fans' game. Now, research shows that fans want lower ticket prices, shorter games, scheduling for the fans' convenience, not TV, and player involvement in the community. Consider it done.
But I love children. And since I'm going to be in there in Salt Lake City, and I'll be playing football for the PSFL, I'll be able to redo all the things that I had the opportunity to do. And one of those things is community service. I really believe in community service as a professional league. And I think since we're going to recruit players from that area, they'll be high-profile players, kids will listen to them, and we can do a lot of good.
We're going to do everything we can to make it work for the fans. We're going to do promotions and autograph sessions and play when the fans want them to play. We're going to streamline ticket prices to make it work for the fans and the family of four.
When a fan buys a season ticket for their home team, they get the 8 home games package, and they also get 4 universal tickets to be used at any PSFL home game. As a member of the league, we have different advantages as far as sponsorship. So when you take that universal ticket, if you fly down to Tampa Bay, if you stay at a certain hotel, you get a discount. To fly a certain airline, you get a discount. You know, maybe the local restaurants might give you a discount if you're a member of the PSFL.
Other questions you might have about the league. 200 players aren't enough for 10 teams. Well, so far the front office has received over 1,500 applications, and some current college players will join the pro ranks when their eligibility is finished. Will there be strong teams and weak sisters financially? The answer is no. All financial transactions will be approved and controlled by the league office. Each club will have a salary cap of $2 million, and player salaries will average out to about $45,000 each. But more than anything, it's the players and their stories that grab the most attention, and none more so than Kevin Singleton's. An All-American prospect along with twin brother Chris at Arizona, he was seemingly on top of the world.
Everything was going real well, and we've had a strong season going to our senior year, and we're working out all summer, and I started getting a little tired, fatigued. Thought I was overworking. So then I decided to take a week off, and that turned into a year. I had low blood counts, and I went in and they diagnosed me with leukemia. I didn't know what was happening to me at the time, and as I got more involved with it and studied up on what was happening to me, I understood a little bit more, and then it was even more devastating because it could have been a terminal situation. You think about death, you think about what's going to happen to you, you kind of just spaced out. You don't know what's going to happen to you. You're looking in 45 different directions. But then once you get more of a focus on it and things start to turn out the way they're supposed to be and you're feeling good, you have better perspective on life. I don't take things as granted as much as I do. Take one day at a time and live each day at a time.
You had to go through treatments, but as we were talking about before, you were lucky in one respect with your brother Chris.
I was very lucky. I was fortunate I had a match. Most people don't have a match. They go 4 or 5 years and don't find a match. And chemotherapy is a tough thing to go through, and it breaks your body down slowly, and I don't wish that upon anybody right now.
He's been doing a great job working out, getting in shape, and coming back from his illness. I mean, he's probably back to 100%, if not more. He's doing a great job running, lifting. He's strong as hell. I mean, I'm real proud of him. It was a real tough struggle. You know, first everything was down, and we were always down about things. But now he has a chance to do something with his life and go on from there. And I'm real excited for him.
I love to play the game, and I want to go back and do it. I fought hard, I worked hard, I trained hard, and I've always done that all my life. And I wasn't going to let the disease set me back. And that's why I just got self-motivation, a lot of love, and caring my family, my brothers. They did a lot for me, and I appreciate it, and I'm glad to be here.
Next up, the marquee guys, the leaders, the quarterbacks.
Now, quarterbacks are the toughest position to fill, but fortunately I see 15 people there with the possibilities of filling up all these cities and having the kind of football that we want. They're big, they're tall, they're accurate, they look mobile, and of course with all those characteristics that a quarterback must have.
Okay, if you're that tall or you're 6'4", why would you want to get down here and throw the ball from 5'6"? Why? On God's green earth, tell me, would you? Please don't. There's no reason for doing that. Okay, what am I telling you? Do not stride out that long and get yourself down here where those big linemen are going to be slapping the ball in your face. Stand that tall as you can. Everybody's looking for tall quarterbacks anyhow. Stand around short guys if you get a chance. You find some of those little running backs and go stand around them. Look tall, but throw the ball tall, guys. I'm promising you, throw the ball tall.
Nobody had a bigger name in college than Tony Rice. 3 times a cover boy on Sports Illustrated during the 1988 season when, as a junior, he led Notre Dame to the national championship.
The good Lord has done a lot of great things for me, and you know, the big thing to look at, I didn't do it by myself. I did it as a whole total team, and you know, just by winning a national championship, and you know, you have those days, but nobody's always perfect.
What about when you look now? Do you feel like you have something to prove? Do you feel like you've been slighted up till this point, and know that you can be back on the mountaintop?
Yeah, you know, really, I don't have to prove anything to anyone, just to myself that I'm trying to do something I've been doing for a long time, and you know, they say you can't always play football forever, but I want to give it a shot because I'm kind of young and I like that. But you know, really, just prove something to yourself and have a good time doing it. I still have the touch. They say I'm a running quarterback, but I don't believe it. I think I'm a passing quarterback also.
Who's the last Big Ten quarterback to win the Rose Bowl? The answer? Michigan State's Bobby McAllister back in 1988. Now here in Atlanta, vying for a job.
It's in me. I guess it's in all these players that are here. I mean, you really want to play the game. It's an opportunity for us to get out here and showcase what we can really do. And just the satisfaction of playing and earning a living, I mean, those 2 qualities right there, I mean, it's hard to beat doing something that you really, really love to do.
Todd Hammel wants to follow in the footsteps of Super Bowl quarterbacks Terry Bradshaw and Phil Simms, Division I AA players who proved they belonged in the big time. Hammel has already had one big moment, leading his Stephen F. Austin Lumberjacks Division I AA championship game back in 1989.
There's some great athletes out here, and you know, it's always a great opportunity to come out here and showcase and you know, try to play against these talented players, and I'm just happy to be here.
Mickey Guidry was a hero on the football field for the LSU Tigers, coming in to save many games in relief of Jeff Wickersham or Tommy Hodson. But how about this for off-the-field exploits? Back in 1986, he and former teammate Ron Sancho saved the life of a truck driver whose tanker had overturned, spilling out burning hydrochloric acid.
The truck driver had gotten thrown out of the vehicle when he had impact, and he was caught in the fumes of the hydrochloric acid. And if you've ever seen hydrochloric acid hit the atmosphere, it's a real nasty sight, especially in that quantity coming out. And we didn't know what was going on. We didn't know what to do, but we could hear the guy kind of back there getting, you know, engulfed by the fumes, and he had broken his hip, so he couldn't walk out. And so Ron looked at me, and you know, I looked at him, and I kind of looked at the skull and crossbones on the back of the truck, and you know, everything. We decided just to go in and get him, and we jumped in and we pulled him out, and you know, he could have had some serious lung damage and possibly, you know, had some complications if we wouldn't have gotten him out. So, you know, it was a thing that was just a spur of the moment type of thing. I think anybody would have done the same thing. Ron was really the guy instrumental in it, because I think he jumped across first, and you know, once I saw him do it, it was just kind of instinct to do it, and I'm glad we did it, and it was something that you know, we feel good about.
Now that's what I call a real save. And that's a look at just a few of the names you'll be rediscovering this spring. But like we told you earlier, close to 200 guys are here trying to impress, grabbing for the brass ring. Not only quickness and agility is needed to play football, but strength is a prime prerequisite.
Right. 20. Come on, baby. 1. It's 1, 2. All right. 3. Come on, baby. Come on. 4. Up. 1 more. 5. Let's go. Up.
Paul, what are these guys lifting today?
225 pounds.
Well, obviously a lot of guys could deadlift more than 225, the guys we have here. So what is it we're learning from this exercise?
Well, what it does is it measures the muscular endurance of the upper body.
So we're looking more at endurance than actual strength in this exercise?
Right. And a couple of years back, well, actually it's 1978, 77 and 78, we were doing at the Jets was 200 pounds was our the criteria for the muscular endurance. Now it's 225.
So they keep getting stronger.
That's right. In 10 years, it'll probably go up to 300.
I think you're right.
That's when you're going to be ready.
That's right, I'll be ready. And if you thought jumping ability was only for basketball players, watch this. Both vertical and broad jumps are measured, but for some of the big guys, you don't exactly need the yardstick.
We're going to need that again. You're going from the yellow.
Eric, not bad at all, but let me ask you something. I could see maybe a running back having to jump pretty high, but as an offensive lineman, how much jumping do you do in an average game?
Not a whole lot. Maybe jumping over a few piles, but not very much jumping at all, really.
Normally you're on the bottom of the pile, though.
Yeah, normally, yeah. Not a whole lot of jumping, though.
But at least they make you do it anyhow.
Yeah, I don't know what it really signifies, but they make us do it anyway.
You're doing the bench press, so that'll make up for it.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump out of the combine and take one final look at the league when we come back. Well, we hope the last half hour has given you just a sampling of the fun the Professional Spring Football League promises. Don't forget, this league wants to be fun and affordable, while at the same time showcasing pro football at its most exciting. It all starts February 29th, 1992, and we can't wait.